Greetings YouTuber, Jason here from Biker Bytes, and welcome to part 2 of the adventure bike build. And what I have for you today is another small item. As you saw in part 1, I installed the pivot pegs and the plastic inserts on the top. Today I have a folding gear shifter with a collapsible foot thingy, and also it is adjustable, so you can loosen these two here and this part will slide back and forth to either extend or reduce the size of the shifter itself. So I picked this up for about 70 Canadian dollars off eBay. So let's get that installed. Okay, so it's on. As you can see, looks pretty good. Now it's aftermarket, it's not by BMW or anything, it's a CNC machined piece of metal, so it was a bit of a job to get it onto the spleen here. So what I had to do was prise open the gap here with a screwdriver, give the inside of the barrel on the shifter a good greasing, and then using a rubber mallet I had to give a little bit of force to knock it on, but eventually it went on. Now trying to do that without the oil, it just wouldn't go on. I guess there was too much friction. The powder coating was probably causing it to stick or not budge. So the oil freed that up and it went on fairly good, and I've even pulled it back off just to make sure that it's not stuck on for good. So there you go. So it looks pretty good. I extended it out about what looks to be about 1 centimeter. Tighten these up. If that is a good fit, then I'll take these out again and I'll put some thread lock on there to stop these unscrewing, because we don't want to lose this piece, otherwise we are in trouble. So there you go. The only thing left is to give it a test, and we'll do that on my commute to work. Well, here we are in traffic once again, which is a good time to test the gear shifter, because obviously we're going to be flipping up between 1, 2 and 3 quite a lot. Still in first. Feels alright. Can't feel a huge amount of difference at the moment, but I know I don't have to tip my toe down as far to get it between the gap between the peg and the shifter now, because I've been able to extend the shifter that little bit, so there's a little bit more toe gap. Which is good. And that extra bit of space will provide the extra room that my new biker boots will need, because obviously they're a little bit more chunky than my normal day shoes. And indeed, if the gap needs to be increased anymore, I can do that. So it's probably handy to keep that little keep an Allen key with me at all times, so I can adjust that. Only problem is there that if I've got Loctite on those threads, it's going to be a bit of a pain, so I'm going to have to find a good size that fits both normal shoes and boots. Let's see how it goes. But in addition to the adjustability of the shifter, it's also a collapsible one, so in the event of a fall, that should go some way to prevent too much damage. The end of the shifter, I don't know whether you can see that with me looking down, but the end of the shifter actually swivels as well. My God, what sort of car is that? It's from the future. Yeah, so it swivels or rotates or whatever the word is, so it kind of like rolls off your foot when you shift. Just makes so your foot, well, in other words, your toe doesn't get stuck on the sticky out thing of the shifter, because it's on a spindle. Here's that car from the future. What the hell are you doing? Fuck. All right. There. Oi! Oi! Right, get in. Is he going? Is he going? There's room for him, but is he going? He's not going, so I'm going instead. What an eventful ride this is on my new gear shifter. Hello, bus. Thank you, sir. Well, I guess that's pretty much it. I'll do a bit more of an in-depth, touchy-feely review of the shifter in my future videos, as I get time to use it and figure out all its pros and cons. So this is, as they say, Biker Bytes over and out.